I think I did. Hey, I hit go live. I think there's just delay. All right. Wait, can you hear me if I say anything? Or does the meeting work? Hey, I hit go live. I think there's just delay. All right. So that didn't work. Give me a sec, Chromebook suck. All right. Unmuted now. Anyways, I have here my 8 choices. That will become 1. We have Rochester Institute of Technology, James Madison University, Virginia Tech, University of Virginia, Nazareth University, Syracuse University, West Virginia University, and the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. So, for context, for those of you that don't know, for all these, I applied to a major that is data science-ish, statistics, data science, sometimes called a little different thing. But first elimination, guys, is going to be the University of Michigan. I was waitlisted from UMich, and so they might let me in, but the chances are really low for out of state, and I can't reasonably put myself in a position where I have to rely on such a low chance. So, UMichigan, Ann Arbor, and your statistics major, I'm sorry, but you will not be my choice. And the second quick elimination for colleges that waitlisted me, UVA. I was really hoping I was going to get in. I honestly kind of was banking on it for a couple months there. They deferred me off of early action, and then they waitlisted me during regular decision, which is why I didn't bother getting an actual hat from them. This is a sticker on a random white hat that I found. So also, I got to be honest, even if I did get in, I probably still wouldn't be going. Their major was okay. I want to do something a little sportsy with my statistics, and they have nothing for it. So honestly, there wasn't really a scenario where I would have been going to UVA anyways. So sorry, UVAers. Next elimination, guys. Not that much of a surprise. Nazareth. This is where my mom went to college. I didn't care about that much. The major is ethical data science. I kind of applied just for fun. They gave me some money. They gave me like $25K a year. It's in New York. It's in Rochester. It's tiny, and I didn't really ever want to go. So Naz, sorry, alumni that might be watching from my mom, but it's not happening. And the person that put boo love Naz in the chat, oh, that's my mom. Next elimination is going to be West Virginia. This was my safety when I was applying. And this was my all the way, if something goes terribly wrong, I guess I'll go to West Virginia. First negative is the fact that it is in West Virginia and there is nothing in Morgantown? Yeah. I don't know, man. I went for a visit like a year ago. It was kind of cold and miserable, which, I mean, I have multiple colder colleges on here, but there was just kind of not much happening. And I don't know, nothing stood out. It was kind of at the bottom of all my lists. And I got into higher colleges, so I didn't need to. And I'm going to my safety. So sorry, West Virginia, you did not make the Final Four. So the final options, RIT, JMU, Virginia Tech, and Syracuse. And RIT did not make the top 3. This might have been kind of obvious because I don't have a hat. RIT does win the Giving Me Things competition because, oh my God, did they send me like 10 billion things, I swear. This is their mascot. This is Richie. They sent me this in the mail, which is cool. He's been in my room for like a couple months. But they've sent me like a billion stickers. They have probably sent me like 100 emails at this point. They sent me an email an hour ago. It's literally daily. It's become kind of a joke and a meme in our household because of how much they send me things. And they gave me decent money. They gave me like $30K to go there. I only really applied because they sent me a fee waiver because they got my email off Common App and College Board. And I figured why not? But I didn't really ever have any intentions of going to Syracuse. I just haven't officially declined because they gave me socks, actually. I've worn the socks a decent amount. They're really comfy, but all the merch in the world can't make me go there. So sorry, RIT, you are gone. So the final three. Some of you might know which two I've said I've been between for the last couple of weeks, so shouldn't come as that much of a surprise that JMU is out. This is where my sister goes. I've gone up there a couple times, met a bunch of her friends. I just didn't really care that much. I mean, it was a cool campus. They have really good food. They have like the 8th best food in the country. It's been ranked. But, you know, it's a caveat that Leah goes there. That's the main negative, if you know what I mean. But I don't know. It just didn't feel like what I wanted. I got into their honors college, which could have been cool. I've heard good things about it from the many people I know that do that. But sorry, JMU people, but I will not be a Duke. Plus, they lost their whole football program, so why would I be there? Now, in all seriousness, these are the two that I've been between for a solid month and a half at this point. So starting with Syracuse because I'm already reaching out towards it because I don't know. They have a sport analytics major, which is data analytics, which is what I'm trying to do, but with a sports focus. So it's a very narrow focus. I went up, I did a tour a couple months ago, and then I went up for their admitted students day, spring reception a couple weeks ago, like 2 or 3. It's really cold. I will say Syracuse is incredibly snowy. It's like one of the snowiest places in America. We went up, it was like 55 and cloudy, and everyone was talking about how it was such a nice day at the end of March. But their program, they have crazy connections, which is their main advertisement for my major, is the amount of connections they have to pro sports teams and programs and working within the major, like with all the teams at a college, which was what enticed me at first because that looked really cool. And then Virginia Tech, my major would be computational modeling and data analytics, which is a long name, but it's basically math, statistics, and comp sci all in one. I went up a week before Syracuse for my admitted students day when it was Hokey Focus. And I learned more about the program, very mathy. I learned you can take sports electives, which was enticing. So, and then Tech actually has the second best ranked food in the US, second to, I think, UCLA, one of the UCs. It might be Berkeley. It's one of the UCs. Can confirm, ate at the dining hall, which was really good. What's weird is Syracuse didn't take us to the dining hall. They had us in the dome, which is their like pride and joy and they kind of served us random stuff in the dome, which if you guys saw me post, like I'm famous with my name up on there, they cycled through everyone's names that was in the dome. But I mean, the food is great. The major looks really mathy. And they let us sit through a class for the major, actually. And it looked really interesting. So between the two, there's been a lot of deciding. It's mostly the decision has been between, do I want a narrow focus or a broad focus for my bachelor's? And after all this deciding, I made this decision 2 days ago. I officially committed yesterday, but I will not be going to Syracuse University. Sorry, Orange. I forgot to mention, they have maybe the worst mascot in the US. They have a Otto the orange, a stupid orange with like arms and legs that went psycho during spring reception. But I will not be going to Syracuse. It's too narrow of focus for my major. I would like a broader focus, and it's just so cold. It's freezing there. And I don't know if I want to deal with snow. It snowed like 3 days ago there. And I don't think I want to deal with that for like 60% of the year, every year, for 4 years at least. So Syracuse is out, which means I will be taking my talents to Virginia Tech and studying computational modeling and data analytics as part of the class of 2030. When I went there for Hokey Focus, I didn't know that incredibly much about the program. They gave me a whole detailed list on all the classes I could be taking, the different concentrations I could do, the different paths. And honestly, the main thing that beat it over Syracuse was just the campus felt campus-ier. I went to Syracuse, and the inside part, the main part with the dome and a bunch of the main college buildings, was kind of cool, but then outside of it, there just wasn't really anything. I went to South Campus. It was barren. It was kind of depressing. And I compared that to Virginia Tech, where I went the week before, and it was just it felt more like a college campus. And that was one of the main deciding factors, is I could actually see myself there. And it was Virginia Tech's campus is awesome. Their major is broad, but I can take sport classes and electives, economics classes, to both get my broad focus in stats and data, but at the same time learn about the sports side or the economic side in case I want to go into those specific fields. So the best fit for me, I determined after talking it over extensively, was Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University. So Blacksburg, I'll see you in August. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll be posting on those decisions shortly. Coco supports me being a Hokie. Bye, guys.